This podcast was recorded live in the Purple Room Studio.
Ammonium chloride.
Yeah. I mean, ammonia doesn't smell good.
Sodium bicarbonate.
No, I don't want anything we gotta splash water on it. Ooh.
Yep. Well, since we're not going to do any smelling salts today, I'll say hello, everyone. Welcome to the StreamVoid podcast, episode 123.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. That's like kindergarten. You learned that there. Yep. I am MikeyT, and of course, across from me is KurbStomped.
Bonjour.
You can find us everywhere under our respected monikers.
Yes, sir.
Am I even saying that word right?
Sure.
I've been saying it for 123.
I mean,
episodes.
is it a word? I don't know.
I don't know either. Someone will correct me in the comments down below in this YouTube video that you are currently watching because you are a legend.
Yes.
It is, of course,
April 9th, 2023.
2023. I'm like, what is the 9th month?
It's
Wait a
Easter
minute.
Sunday.
It's the 4th month. It is Easter Sunday.
Yep.
For everyone who loves the birth, the death, and rebirth of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
He did die for our sins, I heard.
He did die for our sins. A couple times, in fact.
I think.
Did he not die for our sins the second time around?
Didn't he just ascend into heaven?
Oh, he just came back alive and ascended into heaven?
I think so.
I don't know the story of Jesus.
I'm not a huge Christ enjoyer, so I'm not
a
sure.
Jesusologist, so I'm not...
Jesusologist?
I'm not entirely sure.
I like that.
In any case, you, not
Me?
you across from me, but you listening to this listening to the StreamVoid podcast. This is a show about life and video games and sometimes Jesus.
Actually, the last few times we've talked about Jesus. Every time.
Every time. 123 episodes.
No, not every time, but like the last few, I know, because I know we said something. I said something about Jesus dropping out of Mary's cooter. I don't remember it, but I said it apparently.
Yeah, you said it, and people reminded you about it, and you're like, what? What are you talking about?
So I think the last few we've talked about Jesus.
Probably.
He's like the world's most famous dude, basically.
He is the world's most famous imaginary person. That's true.
Hey, dude. We're going to get canceled because of straight fact talk like that, okay?
Straight fact talk. We can't talk straight facts. That's literally illegal.
Exactly.
But anyway, speaking of the Jesus stuff, how was your week?
Very good. There was low Jesus content in my week.
Yeah? Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. My week was fine. I did the warehouse thing. And then I think last show I talked about how they wanted to do this stupid luncheon.
Yes.
At work. So that happened on Tuesday.
Yes.
And it was legitimately pointless. Like I knew it was going to be.
Yeah.
They ordered lunch.
Yes.
We sat down, and what did we have?
Yeah.
We had this place called the Chopped Leaf, which is it's like I don't know.
It's healthy.
It's like Subway for like people that think they're healthy.
It sure is. And it's a little bit expensive. Yeah.
So we did the order up, and then the other women that work in the office, they don't take lunch break. They'll just eat at their desk and work, so they can leave, I guess, half an hour earlier or whatever. I don't know. So they ate their lunch. We went together in the other office. We're eating it. We're talking for a little bit. They ate in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then it was like back to work. So I just was like, all right. So I went in the lunchroom and sat for 15 minutes, played on my phone, and then went back to work. So it was basically what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's
legitimately
just the
pointless.
company buys everyone lunch and that's it.
Yeah, but it was just like, anyways, whatever. They were talking about I don't know. Obviously they were trying to get me in on the conversation, but I wasn't really... I'd just say they'd be like, oh, what are you doing for Easter? And I was like, well, nothing. I'm not doing anything. I have nothing to add to your story of your family Easter plans, Sorry. So anyways, that was the lunch. And I got a sandwich. It was fine.
Yeah.
it was a spicy chicken. So I ordered it and they're like, ooh, spicy. Like these are 3 like white women. Ooh, it's going to be really spicy. I'm like, it's not going to be spicy at all. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Just hand over a chip and be like, here, try this.
Yeah. So I ate it and I was like, I was like, it was spicy as ketchup. Like, I was like, there's no spice to it. And they're like, well, what if we ate it? And I was like, well, maybe. But like, I legitimately could not taste any spice or feel any spice. So maybe I'm just so fucked up now that I can't detect even like a small, it's like, you know, I've built up a spice tolerance.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't just do like 1 line. I have to do 6 lines, you know?
Once you become a spice lord, you can't go back, right? But once you've handled that kind of heat, like the regular off the McDonald's menu is like nothing, right?
Well, I did talk because they were talking about how she's like, oh, I don't really like spicy stuff, but I like Cholula, like I like the flavor of it or whatever.
Cholula is a good flavor.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
So I was like, well, let me Google it and see like how spicy Cholula is, right? So I Googled it. It's like 2,000 Scoville or whatever.
It's just a little bit up from sriracha.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's not that spicy. Like a jalapeno is like 2,000 to 3,000, so it's not that spicy. And then I was like, well, I did like this hot sauce called The Last Dab, and that's like 3 million or whatever. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, like this is nothing to me. So anyways.
So Jack Link's used to make a Cholula flavored jerky.
Oh yeah.
It was so good. And then you just
But it's Cholula's like a brand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they probably don't have the Cholula license anymore.
Man, that was a good jerky. Like if I could find that jerky again, I'd be like, yep.
You gotta make your own, dude.
Give that to me, boy.
Make it. You got your smoker or whatever, dehydrator. Yeah, just make your own.
Make some Cholula jerky.
Yeah, out of like a grouse or something. Who knows?
Grouse jerky. I mean, I do have brisket.
Yeah, there you go. But then on Thursday, the tarps showed up at the warehouse, and I had to unload the tarps. Not by myself, thankfully, obviously, but so tarps, they weigh a lot. You don't know? I'm talking about a tarpaulin.
A tarpaulin.
This is we ordered them from China. We get a whole trailer load of them, and then we have to put them in our containers out of their container. And they weigh anywhere from a bundle weighs anywhere from like 10 pounds to like 80 pounds. Depending on the size, right?
Yep.
And my arm has been fucked up for a while. I don't know what the deal is, but like now it's not hurting too much today, but I'm doing a chicken wing motion right now for those that can't see. But like the other day I could barely lift it like to my shoulder. Like I don't know what was going on, right? So I'm like, I'm fucking gonna have real trouble doing these tarps, right?
That's me after playing Beat Saber. I'm just like, oh,
yeah, exactly. But I didn't see this thing. I didn't do anything. So it's like, why? And it feels like the way I pictured in my brain. It feels like the 2 bones in my arm are like touching, and they need to like stop rubbing together or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's probably just a tendon or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna be able to lift these things. So anyways, we put away the black tarps first. I think. No, the white tarps. And they're like the medium heavy ones. And I was in the container, like, whatever. And by the time we were done the white ones, I'm like, I got to go on the truck and put them on the skids. I'm not going to put them in the container. Because first of all, the guys in the truck are like, one guy's like 20-something and the other guy's like maybe a little older. So I'm like, fuck those guys. Also, I've worked here and done tarps like 10 times. This is the first time they ever doing it. I'm going to do the fucking easy job, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, one of you guys is out of here. I'm staying in the truck. So the tall guy went into the container. And then we just had to take them off the stack and put them on the skids. And while we were putting them away in the container, I'm like, why are they all mixed together? Like, we take one bundle off and it'd be like 8x10. And then the next one would be 9x12. And it was like, why are they putting them on the skids like this? This is so dumb. And I'm like, we have to do it one size per skid. It's just easier for the putting them away, right? And they're like, oh, they're all mixed up on the truck. I'm like, there's no fucking way they're all mixed up on the truck. Like, no. They're just taking them off wrong. So I get on the truck, I immediately look. I'm like, okay, this is how they're stacked. This is all like this. This is all like this.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. And we start doing it. And I'm like, oh, they are kind of mixed. Because then, like, in the layer behind, there'd be like one bundle in the middle of the stack. That's like the size we're doing. And I'm like, why would they do that? So anyways, we unload the truck. And I'm working with the owner's sons over at the warehouse. They're like 20 something.
Yep.
But they also are like, they kind of like to not do things properly.
They're
they like to cut.
Sons.
Well, but yeah, basically. So we have these giant stacks of the skid, and it's like 5 feet high of these heavy ass tarps. So rather than unloading them into the tarp container, they are like, well, we have an empty container over here. So they just pushed all these skids of tarps into this container.
Unsorted.
No, they're sorted.
Oh.
But they just shove them in there. So now they're spread all around the lot and everything. And as they're doing it, I'm like, well, okay, that's what they're going to do. Fine. I like that because it's less work. But it's also like, that's not the way we should be doing it because we're wasting all this space. Anyways, I'm like, whatever. That's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. So, but by the end, I literally, I must have been dehydrated or something because I could barely lift my arm up. Like I just felt like, oh my God. So I'm just like sweeping the ground at the end. So I'm like, I can't lift any more tarps. Not that there was that many left. And at that point, you can't have like that many people in the container. There's only the blue tarps left. And you can't have like 4 people. Like, what am I going to do? Take it and pass it to the guy? Like, no. So I was just like, yeah, I'm done moving tarps, right? And then I don't know why they've decided to do this recently, but they're just like, every time I do some of this weird shit of the worst, they're just like, here's $100 extra. Okay, thanks. That's cool. I'll take it.
Just $100 cash in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I got paid regular wage for working, and then it's like, here's $100. Okay. I mean, when I did the meat, I got $200.
Wow.
And the meat was way less hard than the tarps.
The tarps.
But whatever, right?
You take your bonuses where you can get them.
I'll take them. I mean, they made so much fucking money on that meat that $200 is nothing.
Dude.
Nothing. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was a lot of meat.
Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck. Just a feeding frenzy in there. It was crazy. But the other thing, so when we're eating the luncheon thing, my good friend, as I'm calling her, she was talking about how her husband is at home, like, you know, oh, he's not feeling well, he's under the weather, blah, blah, blah. Like, everybody at work, his work has COVID. And I'm just like, huh? What are you doing here? And they're like, the other 2 women, like, are like, oh, he has COVID? Like, oh, my God. And she's like, well, no, I don't think it's COVID. I think he's just sick, but everyone at his work has COVID. I'm just like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, the 2 women are like, oh, okay. And I'm just like, this is the woman that when I had COVID and I said, like, I can't get a test, like, I checked online, I can't get a test, but following the mandate is like, stay home from work for 5 days and then come into work. No, you can't. You have to have a test. And now she's just like, oh yeah, he's sick, and you know, everyone at his work has COVID, but you know, whatever, no big deal.
He doesn't have COVID.
I just was like, wow, that's crazy that it went from like me having to like talk to the owner and be like, look, I cannot get a fucking test, tell her I can come to work, and to now like, oh well, he's sick, but I don't think it's COVID. I didn't do a COVID test or anything like that.
Wow.
So I mean, obviously I didn't get sick or anything from her. She wasn't sick or anything, but it just was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, after doing the tarps on Thursday, I didn't work on Friday, which was a good thing because like I was like dead. Like my back was so sore, you know. And I'm feeling good today, but also like I'm still feeling it from where I fell. Like my ribs are still hurting me, and anyways,
still cracked.
I don't think they're cracked. If they were cracked, they've healed, but it's still like just, I'll be laying sometimes, I'll be like, oh yeah, my ribs. So lifting those tarps didn't feel too good either.
It's an old war injury now.
Well, I did it 2 times. So.
Yeah, it's definitely an old war
injury. It's like,
injury.
I didn't hurt it enough the first time. I better do it 2 times.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much my week, really, besides playing some ESO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a week.
Okay. That's cool.
Monday, drove to, Lillooet. As we do. As we do. And in between Cache Creek and Savannah,
yep.
there was a bunch of garbage on the road, so I dodged the garbage. Hit
something. Yeah. Oh, wow. What'd you hit?
I think it was just like one of those rubber tie-down straps.
Oh, yeah.
Get to Cache Creek, have a break, get some water, have a pee at the gas station.
Yeah.
Start rolling out. And I don't have the music on yet. And I'm like, what the hell is that noise?
That sound?
What's
I've
that
got
noise?
A flat.
And it's a flat.
So what were you driving?
Left flat tire. We're driving the work truck.
Okay. So is it four rears or no? Four rear tires?
4 rear tires?
Yeah, 4 rear tires.
4 rears?
4 rears?
What?
Is it a dual or is it quad?
No, it's just single.
Okay.
It's
4 rear tires. That's what I said.
No, there's only 2 rear tires.
That's what I was asking you. There's a question mark in the end. 4 rear tires? Question mark. Okay. We got it.
Yeah.
So you're driving on a flat for a while.
Yeah.
How did you not tell?
I just couldn't tell.
Okay.
And so we stopped just outside of Cache Creek. Like, I can see Fountain Tire from where we were standing.
Oh, yeah.
So we're like, okay, well, let's just take this thing off. We'll walk it down to Fountain Tire. We'll just get them to fix it. It'll be fine. So we get the truck jacked up. Can't get the tire off. It's like cold welded to the to the brake.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I hadn't been rotated in a while. Hadn't been taken off.
Oh my god.
So the gentleman who owned the house we were out in front of, he was like, "Oh, when you get it off, I'll take you down there and it'll be fine." And I'm like, "Oh, we can't get it off."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, do you need some tools?"
Yeah. Do you need an impact wrench or something like that?
Well, no, we got the bolts off just fine. Just
it just wouldn't come off.
So
wow.
He's like, so we got a rubber mallet from him and we start smashing on the tire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I call Cal Tire. I'm like, "Hey guys, we can't get this thing off."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Okay, well, we're extremely busy, but I'll come out there." and Buddy comes out. He's got like a 4-foot long, 50-pound sledgehammer. He just starts wailing on the tire to get it off.
Yeah.
It takes like maybe 5 minutes of him smashing that thing to get it off.
God.
So we hop in his truck, head back to Cal Tire. They get the tire off the thing. It was like, "Hey, you've been driving on this thing for a little while flat." And I'm like, "Didn't even notice."
Yeah.
So it's all shredded on the inside.
Oh, so you need a new tire?
I need a new tire. And they're like, yeah, we don't have any. It's like,
God.
Sweet.
Nice.
So we go back to the truck on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And in order to get the spare down, there's a lock that you need to open a little hole so you can slide your bar in to start cranking it down, because it's like, it's got like a chain that's just like attached to the bottom, right?
Yeah.
But that lock is so seized up that we can't get it off.
Oh my God.
And so Matzner, he just crams in. He's from the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
He crams a crowbar in there, just pulls the lock straight out of the bumper.
Oh,
It
really?
was so rusted closed. So we managed to get the spare tire down, and it's like a full-size spare tire, so we're okay. Get that on there. Get the Lillooet.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
pretty fun. It was pretty fun, and then, work ensued. It wasn't much work. I essentially stayed for we have a Tuesday meeting with the primary, and I stayed for that, did some stuff, I came back.
Did you get a helicopter?
No, not yet. We're in contact with the helicopter.
Oh,
company,
wow,
though.
finally.
Yeah.
This could have been done a month ago, but...
Yeah, and it's funny, too, because the west side of the Fraser River, the roads there are so narrow, but we have to get like 35 to 45-foot poles down there, and it's just impossible. It's like one lane dirt road. There's no way we're getting poles down there.
So they're going to have to helicopter those in,
So they're going to
too?
have to helicopter them in.
Double whammy, dude.
Double
I love it.
whammy.
I love it.
It's crazy. While I was there, I had to go down to Lytton.
Okay.
To do some stuff.
Okay.
Which means I got to go back through the main way to get to Cache Creek.
Okay.
And stop at... God, I can't remember what that town is in between Cache Creek and Lytton.
Ashcroft?
Ashcroft. Is it
Yeah.
Ashcroft?
I think so.
It's that one that's like down the hill, you don't even see it.
Maybe.
There's just a gas station that lets you know it's there.
I think it's Ashcroft.
It's the Ashcroft.
Maybe.
Anyway, that's the gas station that has the board game shop inside.
Oh, yeah.
So I was going there to see what's new, if there's anything.
So weird.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's board games in front. You go in the back, there's the board games, but you turn around and there's all the Guru.
Oh, yeah.
And they had the new Guru flavor there.
Wow, in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere, the new Guru flavor. Haven't seen it around town at all, but out there, new Guru flavor.
That's crazy.
I can't remember what it's called. It's pretty good. It's
pretty good, he says.
It's pretty good. It's only got 100 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not as juiced up as the other ones.
Not quite as juiced up.
Not quite as juiced up.
Oh, that's good.
And then the rest of the work week was just the rest of the work week. Things happened. We talked about stuff. We did stuff, and that was about it.
Fun stuff.
Yes.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. Like, finding this weird stuff, like where you'd be like, why is this here?
Yeah.
That's like when I went to the gas station the other day. I sent you a picture. You already knew this already, but they had like these Dragon Ball Z sodas there and shit.
Yeah. And like, Sailor Moon sodas.
What the fuck is this doing here?
Yeah.
So weird. Anyways.
And the Canco carries a variety of things.
Well, they had
like,
the Super Cola there, and they had the Super Lemon as well.
Yeah.
It's just very weird.
All kinds of crazy stuff.
Like,
there.
I bought Boston Baked Beans there. You know Boston Baked Beans?
No.
They're like a candy-covered peanut.
Oh. I thought you were going to say beans.
No. Well, a peanut is a bean.
I suppose so.
But, yeah, they're Boston Baked Beans. It's just like a candy-covered peanut with no chocolate. Just candy on a peanut.
Just candy on a peanut.
And I heard someone talking about them on a podcast. And I was like, oh, yeah, Boston Baked Beans. I'd like to try these. They were all right. But they have all sorts of weird shit in there. It's crazy.
Oh, I know. And they've got a huge stack of import pop.
Yeah. They have Celsius there. You can't even get Celsius in Canada.
Yeah. I was like, oh, hey, we should get this. And I bring it up to the till. It's like $27.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
never
we'll just
mind.
put that back.
Never mind.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I can't remember what we were going to buy. It was some kind of like cream soda by some weird company that doesn't do cream soda up here. And we're like, yeah, we'll take this.
Yeah.
Because the wife likes cream soda.
Never mind.
And I'm like, no, okay,
I like you, but not that much.
I was like, why is this $60 on the till? I'm like, no, okay. Well, that's $27. Put that back.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy.
Yeah. Other than that, played a lot of Factorio.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of Factorio.
Very good.
We're trying to actually finish the game.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
So we got a lot done, and we got to the point where we got logistical and construction robots. So we tore the entire base down, and now in the process of redoing
rookie
it.
mistake.
We don't have enough space.
What do you mean you don't have enough space?
Tear it all down and redo it all, so it's
Just
better.
build in another area. Rookie mistake. That's the biggest mistake you can make.
We had to completely redo the trains so they worked properly.
No, just let that factory run and start a new one. If you're going to do that, just let it run. Make a new one.
You gotta efficiency.
Oh, come on, dude. That's like Satisfactory. I'm always like, okay, if I put this next to it, I can save, 1 square of space. But it's like, the map is so fucking big. Who cares how close they are?
It takes a little while to run across the base as it is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Every time I have to go and get something from the mall, I'm just like, oh my God, it's so far away. I better just take the car. Yeah, we're pretty far. I'm having a lot of fun on that. Probably play some more of that later on today.
Nice.
And try and get the factory up, and because it's mostly taken down right now. Just trying to get it back up.
Damn.
And running. Yes.
Damn.
Good time.
There's a relic build. You're supposed to leave it. Be like, this isn't where we started.
This is where we started. This is where we are now.
Yep.
Ripsick had a friend in from Germany.
Ah.
She's apparently just like touring around Canada doing all this stuff, just being a straight tourist. But she like bought a truck when she was here just to drive it around. That's what she's doing. So that's pretty cool. And he was like, hey, can we go out and do something and show her the sights?
Oh, yeah.
So we did
Yesterday.
Didn't have a lot of time to do stuff, but we went up to Boost Lake, the Boost Lake protected area. There's a nice 4x4 area all the way up to the top of the hill.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't get all the way up because, like, almost at the top, it got so muddy. Like, we're going to get stuck here because I don't have my winch yet. But there's huge, awesome views up there. I'm sure I've posted them in the Discord at some point. And yeah, she had a lot of fun up there. It was great. Something new to see, something new to do.
Yep.
Which was great.
Cool area.
Yeah, it's a very cool area.
I remember when I was in high school, some people drove their snowmobiles off there and died.
Yep, they're just still down there.
Yep. You can still see the broken, smashed snowmobile.
You can still see it. It's down there.
I remember when that happened, and I remember I went there like years later, and I was like, holy fuck, that's crazy.
I mean, like, down the edge of the cliff, there's nothing. There's no trails in, no trails out. It's just wilderness, dense wilderness. There's no way you can pull those things out of there.
No, exactly.
And then, it was a super busy weekend because 9 Arsons came in to go to, there was a DJ night at a pub.
Oh, yeah.
And so we went up to the pub. Well, we played some Legendary beforehand, and I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But we went up to the pub, and there's these DJs that we know were playing, and we're like, hey, where are you guys? Like, there's like a UFC night going on at the pub. And they're like, oh, no, it's at the VR arcade.
Oh, yeah.
So the VR arcade here is all around gamers with a Z. And it's a super cool place.
That's just a really lame name.
But they have, little rave parties there.
Yeah. Sausage parties, some might call them.
No.
This one wasn't?
No.
Okay.
No. It looks like the capacity of that place is 20 people.
Yeah.
Like, you can put 20 people in there, and then you're good. The fire marshal won't come and bust your butt.
Yeah.
We get there. They're just setting up. We just roll in. We're like, okay. Oh, hey, here's the DJs we know. Hey, how's it going? We just start chatting. We sit down on the couch. They're still setting up. They're doing the testing and all that. Just huge sound system in there. It's a tiny place. They fire it up, and we're like, oh, my God, that's so loud. It's so loud, dude.
Grandpa Mikey T.
Yes. And then, we're sitting on the couch. It's really loud. Nine Arsons leans over and yells at me, hey, some girl bought 40 tickets. And we're like, oh, you're going to fit 40 more people in this place right now?
40
There's
tickets?
no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Did they fit?
I don't know. It was 11 o'clock. We pieced out. Like, if 40 people show up, we're out of here.
Yeah.
If 11 o'clock comes around, we're out of here.
Crazy.
And 11 o'clock came around, so we were like, okay, let's go.
Time to head out.
I mean, everyone's yawning.
The last time I told Mikey T this, I didn't tell this on podcast. I was looking at my Snap map and I clicked on the local area and I was like, oh, there's like this DJ thing going on there. And I was like, I couldn't tell where it was or whatever. And then I look at it and I'm like, just a lot of dudes dancing, like whatever. And I flip through to the next scene. I'm like, just dudes dancing at like some electronic music. And then I went to the third one and I was like, oh, I know that guy DJ. It was Quibs.
Yeah,
but
Mr. Quibs from the chat.
This was a few weeks ago that I saw this. But
Yeah.
it was at the same place too. So that's why I said it was a sausage party, because it was a sausage party when I saw it.
Yeah, maybe at that time. This time it wasn't. I mean, there weren't a lot of people there when we left, but yeah, that place is actually it's set up pretty nice. They got like 4 or 5 VR stations with all the Steam one. What the heck's it called?
The index?
Yeah, they got indexes.
Oh yeah,
and it's pretty cool. You look at the when you have your Steam connections for VR, it comes up with the VR items that are connected, and so each computer will have one index, 2 controllers, and then I think there were
1,000,
15 base stations or something like that were connected. You're like, holy man, that's a lot of base stations.
Yeah, no kidding.
And yeah, there's just base stations everywhere.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I've
place.
never been there.
The owners seem pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're hosting a rave.
They have to be
They're
somewhat
like,
cool, I guess.
It's going till 4.
Wow.
Yeah, we saw some kids come in with wristbands, and we're like, I wonder if we're going to get kicked out sooner or later since we're here and we didn't pay anything.
Yeah, exactly. Just walk in. I know the DJ.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know the DJ, the other DJ, the one promoter, everyone here I already know.
Yeah.
So we're hugging everyone.
You're on the VIP list.
We're literally on the VIP list. Nobody paid any attention. They're like, okay, well, these guys belong here, so whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool.
Yeah. And then if you are watching this live, there are 2 boxes on the table. Marvel's Legendary. Now, this is a deck building game that I've talked about before. But Nine Arsons went to Vancouver, and he found these 2. These are mostly out of print. They don't make them anymore. But he told me the story of he went to a Marvel event in Vancouver that was promoting the new storylines.
What, for the movies?
Yeah, for the movies.
Okay.
And so at the end of the tour, it's this whole interactive thing. It looked pretty. The way he described it was pretty cool. There was augmented reality Hulkbuster stuff where you could get the Hulkbuster suit on and start blasting aliens and things. But in the gift shop, they had these 2 legendary expansions. So World War Hulk and Secret Wars Volume 2.
Yeah.
And at the end, so we're going through the cards in World War Hulk, sleeving them up, making them nice, And I remember at the end of She-Hulk, they bring in Hulk's son.
Oh, yeah.
And Hulk's son is one of the cards in World War Hulk.
Yeah.
And so we're thinking, and we're going through cards oh, they reprinted these for promotion because these are the next storylines.
Oh, but I mean, I don't know. I thought that his son was a real thing from the comics already.
I think it is, but I think they've introduced him because he's going to be. It's World War Hulk.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And then Secret Wars has
right. I see.
Secret Wars has like Spider-Gwen. It's got all the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's got like Captain Britain.
Yeah. Okay.
And, Howard the Duck, which you saw earlier.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that they reprinted these because these are the next storylines.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would make sense. Or they found a bunch in the warehouse.
I mean, that could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they've been reprinted like this because this game is super popular and it's really good. It's really fun to play. But yeah, they just stopped printing the expansions at some point.
Yeah.
Like there's the base set, which is legendary, where you're playing heroes against villains. But then there's another base set called villains, where you're playing villains against heroes. Mm-hmm. But to get that, it's like $300 because they don't make them anymore. It's so expensive. Yeah,
that's anyways, I don't know much about the card game, so I can't really talk about it too much. So
I'll set up a stream. We'll play Legendary on stream.
Don't tease me like this. Don't tease me like this.
Maybe next Friday.
Don't tease me,
unless you got something.
Dude, come on. You know better than that. I got nothing going on.
I've announced it. It's happening.
It's happening. Whoa. Okay. All right.
I've announced it. It's happening.
All right. Okay. Let's do it then.
Yeah. I mean, it's a super fun game. It's super fun to play. And I'll have to figure out how to set that room up.
Very good. I'm excited.
Display it.
Well, you can do it here. You got your wire already up there and everything.
Yeah, but that wire above is to hold the M100, Canon M100. And
yeah. Not so much?
Not so. Well, it's dead. The power board blew on it. I was using a
fudge.
Chinesium power supply.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Just fried it.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the Sony cam. I don't know how to hold that up there.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, we will figure it out.
Very good.
That was about it for my week.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of anything else I did.
You didn't play any video games?
Just Elder Scrolls, really.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't think I played anything else. No, I played No Man's Sky.
Oh.
Yeah. They had a new update.
Nice.
So I have an idea for a video series, but I don't think anyways. It's an idea that I've never seen before. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of work, so I don't know. We'll see. So I played it on stream, and I got some footage and everything. I'm still trying to figure it out how I want to do it. So yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about the Mando.
Do we have to?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm curious as to your take on this most recent episode.
What happened in it again?
This is
I watched it on Wednesday, so
yeah. This one has, of course, our two guest stars, Lizzo and Jack Black.
Oh, right. Yeah. So as they came into the room and they were talking to him, I'm like, is that Lizzo? Like, I don't know a single Lizzo song, but I know what she looks like. And I was like, it has to be Lizzo. I was like, oh, it's Jack Black too. And it's like, okay, cool, whatever. They're in Star Wars and they're real people or whatever. Yeah. But it's like an episode of The Simpsons now. It's like, oh, Kid Rock! Kid Rock, I'm a big fan of you, Kid Rock. What are you doing in Springfield? It's getting to be that kind of thing now.
Yeah, but then it harkens back to when I was talking about the last episode. It's like, did Jack Black approach them and be like, hey, can I be in an episode?
No, I don't think so. I think they're just what's his name? Jon Favreau knows everybody.
Yep.
So he's writing this, producing it, whatever. So he'll be like, and he's like has comedy chops, He's not as a stand-up comedian and everything, but he was on Friends and like he also was on he was on Seinfeld too as an episode. So I'm sure I don't know. I can't say for certain. Like Jon Favreau is a huge Lizzo fan and was like, let's get her on the show. But I'm sure someone was like, we need someone to be the queen or whatever. Like, who do the kids like? I guess they like this Lizzo. Like, let's get her on the show. Can she act? Fuck, who cares?
Yeah, that's the key there.
Yeah.
Can she act? Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, she was fine.
Yeah, some of her line delivery, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, she was fine.
You read that directly off the cue card, and that was it.
But, like, Jack Black is, like, a little too much for this kind of show. Like, he just chews up the scenery. Like, you're just like, oh, yeah, it's Jack Black, and he's fucking doing his Jack Black shtick.
Yeah.
So, but, again, this show, I'm just like, oh, God. I can't remember exactly what was happening in this one, but I just, again, was just like, oh, really?
They had to go talk to the people who were protecting the planet.
That was the other thing. It was like, oh, they got, what's his name from fucking Back to the Future in it as well.
Yeah.
It's like, do we need to have a special guest star for every role? I guess we do. Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd, yep. I was like, Lloyd.
Yeah, I was like, Christopher Lloyd. I'm just like, oh, he's here? It's like, oh, okay, whatever. And it's kind of like, I mean, obviously the shows are like, you know, you got Andor very serious. Like, if Christopher Lloyd did that in Andor, they would have had him executed.
Yeah.
In this, they're like, we're banishing you to the, like, other paradise planet or whatever. You gotta go live there. He's like, I'm sorry I disappointed you, queen. So.
Yeah, this was definitely the cameo.
The worst. Sorry, go ahead.
The cameo throwback comedy episode. Because it was like, oh, destroyer droids. Oh, regular droids.
Yeah.
All the droids were there. It's like the droid bar.
So we'll talk about it later. The upcoming Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. Here's the thing I was disappointed of.
Okay.
They didn't say Roger Roger.
Oh.
There's no Roger for the battle droid.
Roger. No, what disappointed me was the end where they're like, you can't be the leader of us. You don't have the Darksaber. And Mano's like, well, technically, she beat the guy that took it from me, so, like, technically it's hers. And they're like, yeah, technically you're right. I just was like, oh, this fucking show, man. Get this trash out of my face, dude.
So
terrible. I fucking hated that.
Here's how I thought this was going to go down.
Okay. I'm sure it's better than what they did, so.
You know, they roll up, they land, there's 2 Imperial droids standing there. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. They go in. It's very Cloud City.
Okay, yeah.
It's very Cloud City.
Mm-hmm.
The doors open. I'm expecting what's his name?
I don't know who
the Sith. Not the Sith. The Imperial guy who got busted out.
Oh, Moff
Gideon. I'm expecting Moff Gideon to stand there like Darth Vader in episode 7.
Oh, yeah. That would have been cool as hell, but no.
Or 6.
Yes.
That would have been cool as
hell. Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, Gideon's here.
Yeah, but what's Gideon going to do? He doesn't have a Darksaber. He doesn't have any powers. They'd just be like, you're dead. Shoot him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he's secretly a Jedi or Sith or something.
Could be. Maybe
I don't know. They're going to save Moff Gideon for, like, the movie.
Maybe.
You know?
Is there a movie?
Well, we'll talk about these upcoming Star Wars things later, but yes, there's going to be a movie.
Oh.
But yeah, when they handed over the Darksaber, I was like, this fucking show, man. Anyways, that was like the big disappointment for me.
I have a really easy time suspending my disbelief in this show.
Not me, dude. Not me, dude.
I know.
I mean, it's better than what I watched of Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But barely. But barely. Just, technically, she beat me because she beat the guy that took the Darksaber. Wow, that's some really fancy writing you've done there, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just compartmentalized, but then not compartmentalized. It's like every episode is a unique thing, but then they harken back to other episodes. It's just
couldn't they have a fight where like they could have fought each other and like she didn't kill him or whatever? I don't know, dude. They just make up everything as they go along in this fucking show.
Yeah.
It's like, no, here you go. You can have your jetpack. You finally earned it. But give them all to the fucking kids. It's cool. They can all the jetpacks.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's almost over.
One more?
Is it one more?
2 more?
I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure either. Maybe I'm thinking of another show.
Like, the whole... Like, what's the point of this series?
It's just spaghetti western fun. I don't know exactly where they're going.
Like, is this Seinfeld in space? Like, what the fuck is the point of this whole season?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess to retake Mandalore, but like, who fucking cares?
It's a pretty weak. Like when we were Grogu finding a trainer, that was cool. But now it's like retake Mandalore. I mean, there's nothing on Mandalore except for the people who are already on it to begin with.
Yeah.
Minus the Mandalorians.
Like the whole thing is Mandalorian wanted to become a Mandalorian again. He got his fucking bath. He's a Mandalorian. It's like, okay, sweet.
I was very invested in Bo-Katan becoming part of the Coven. Mm-hmm. But now that it's like, oh, just take your helmet off and go reunite the Mandalorians. Well, I'm like, okay, now where are we going?
Is that not just to spin her off into her own show, basically?
Maybe. Are we talking about that later?
I don't think so,
okay. No. I haven't read any of the articles,
no,
so I
don't
particularly know where we're going later.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. This is like the J.J. Abrams style of writing. Just like write an episode or 2, and if you put some shit in it, we'll figure out how we fix it later. Why is there a polar bear on the island? It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out later.
He's polarish.
Yeah. Anyways, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll continue watching, but they're gonna really have to pull out the stops to be like, okay, all right, they've redeemed it.
Yeah. You know what our listeners are going to do?
What's that?
They're going to pull out the stops as well.
Are they?
And they're going to go to patreon.com/StreamVoid.
Oh, are they?
They are.
Nice.
That is a place where you can go, you can throw money at the screen, and you can help support this podcast. And a lot of you already do.
Thank you.
But we need your continued
Why am
support.
I still sub to it?
I don't know. That is the best way to support this podcast. You can get in there, throw money at the screen, and get all of the bonus content, the perks, the rewards, and you get to enjoy them at your leisure because, you're not bound to a timeline. You can listen to this podcast whenever you want. You can listen to the bonus content whenever you want. You can watch our bonus videos whenever you want.
Are we going to do smelling salts for the Patreons?
So before we started the podcast, we were talking about smelling salts for some reason.
Well, I've seen a lot of other comedy podcasts, just be like, here, do this. It's a smelling salt. Give it a smell and tell us what you think. And I was like, just talking about that, and Mikey's like, oh, is that our next Patreon thing? And I was like,
oh yeah,
I guess so.
We'll leave it up to the Patreons, depending on what they want us to do. If they want us to snap some smelling salts straight into our nostrils.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but you can just buy them straight off Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to hurt you. It's just...
Yeah, it's just going to snap you and make you sit up straight and fly right, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, patreon.com/StreamVoidPod. Get in there.
We'll
give us
see
some
you
support.
over there.
Yeah, we will.
I love you.
Let's talk about some news.
Okay.
Speaking of snapping up, sitting straight and flying right, Monster Energy.
Oh, God.
Has filed trademark complaints against Pokemon and Monster Hunter over the use of the word monster.
So, Monster is a notorious... You could almost call them a trademark troll at this point. Because they just always file lawsuits against companies that use the word monster in their product. So, I mean, I'd have to assume it's just their law firm.
Not knowing what the hell they're doing?
Or just like, well, we can... If we file 100 suits, we can bill 100 hours or whatever, So, like, just do it, right? But, like... Sure, maybe they own the trademark to Monster, but there's also, like, showing that you were using it before the trademark was, filed.
Yeah.
So, like, they're going after Pokemon that's been around since, like, 1993? Like, when did Monster come out? Like, 10 years ago? 15 years ago? Like, not that long ago. So, like, it's bound to lose. But... part of the thing is they have to defend their trademark. If they don't defend their trademark, eventually, if it becomes a public domain sort of name, then you could just call an energy drink a Monster.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what happened with... Well, not in Canada. It's very weird. I remember... Because in Alan Wake, do you remember Alan Wake? Yep. There was a thing to collect thermoses.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, they got a deal with Thermos to like use the Thermos name?
Yeah, right?
That's crazy. But no, they didn't. Thermos is just a generic term for a insulated container.
Yeah.
Everywhere, but not in Canada. It's trademark in Canada.
Oh.
So you can't sell like a thermos in Canada and call it a thermos. It has to be like an insulated food container.
Because Thermos is a brand name.
But not in the States.
Not in the States.
They lost the rights to use it as a trademark in the States.
Well, that sucks.
Because that's why I was like, wow, they paid Thermos for that? That's crazy. Then I looked into it and it's like, wow, they didn't.
Interesting.
So that's kind of what would be happen if it was Monster. They didn't defend it.
Monster Energy was created in 2002.
Yeah, there you go. Only like 10 years after Pocket Monsters came out. Same thing with maybe Monster Hunter, maybe not. Monster Hunter might have been... But... Again, how could you can't like then like I don't know, like what's the fucking movie from the 80s with the kid and the monsters? Wasn't it called like Monsters in My Pocket? Couldn't they come back and sue like Monster? Be like, no, we own the term monster.
Yeah, that's our term.
That's like, and how can you trademark a generic word like that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Anyways, they sued like the Raptors over their Raptor logo because it uses the claw marks like the Monster logo and stuff. I'm currently drinking a Monster right now, but it's just so stupid.
Yeah, there's over 100 trademark
this was
filed by Monster Energy
in Japan. This was a Japanese article about all these copyright filings that they did, trademark. Sorry, and it's just like, oh wow. I hope they lose. Like, I hope Nintendo comes after them and be like, no, that's our word. You can't use Monster anymore. You need to pay us to use that.
Yeah.
So, very stupid.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous, if you ask me.
Yeah, very stupid.
Yeah, very stupid. Sorry, I'm just reading the next article, and it's I get the reference right at the front.
Oh, what ref? Okay, well, let's move on to it.
All right.
What reference?
Next up, we're going to talk about the Star Wars release dates for movies and upcoming shows on Disney+.
Okay.
So the first little bit here is Bill Murray said it in 1978.
Oh yeah.
When we're still saying, and we're still saying it today. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars.
Yeah.
Those near and far wars, don't take them away.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's why 70s Saturday Night Live is the best.
Yes. Well, yeah. Anyways. I didn't even, I guess they did a Star Wars thing. What did they call this thing? The fandom? I don't even know what it was called. They were Star Wars Celebration in London, which is weird. Like, why don't they do this on May 4th? Isn't that their big stupid day? Anyways.
I don't know.
They showed off a bunch of like the stuff that's coming or talked about it, whatever. So one of the things they're saying, there's going to be like an Old Republic movie about the start of the Jedi, like 25,000 years before the movies, like way back in the day, which is done by James Mangold, who did Indiana Jones 5. I'm sure that's not good news, but who knows?
Indiana Jones 5?
There's a new one coming. Yeah. The trailer just came the other day. Yeah, it doesn't look too good. It's like smoothed. It's smoothed. It's like a story about Indiana Jones. So it's got Harrison Ford's smooth face, you know? Yeah, so they like, and they've pasted his face on like other people's bodies and stuff because he can't run anymore. I don't understand why Harrison Ford is doing anything, really.
What?
Like, why does he hates doing these movies. He hates Star Wars. He hates Indiana Jones. But he doesn't need any more. But how much money does he fucking need, dude? Know. Seriously.
Mads Mikkelsen's in this.
Yeah. Well, he plays a Nazi, of course.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah. Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
John Rhys Davies.
Yeah. Well, it'll be like, what's his name? Because it takes place in the past, so it'll be like what he played, and he'll be all smooth. And like, I'm sure they'll have old Short Round in it now because he's like back on top of his game now with everything everywhere all at once or whatever.
Oh, is he?
Well, yeah, he won a fucking Oscar or some shit for that.
I don't know what he's in, so.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, whatever that fucking movie's called.
That's what it's called.
I don't know what it's called.
No, that's what it's called.
Okay. But he's back on top, baby. So they'll have Short Round in there.
He's not in here.
It'll be like, oh my god, it's Short Round. I can't believe it. They snuck him in there, you know?
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, we're not talking about Indiana Jones. We're talking about Star Wars.
We're not talking about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, exactly. Dave Filoni, he's going to do this. So I had an audible, groan when I read this, where it says Dave Filoni will direct a film that's kind of the Star Wars Disney Plus Avengers. I just was like, ugh. Where it's this climactic meeting of the stories of the Book of Boba Fett, the Mandalorian, and Ahsoka. And I just was like, really? I have to watch all this shit like fucking Marvel now to get the full story? Like,
yes.
Fuck. And then they announced there's a new movie at 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker. That's going to be Rey. And she's like making the new Jedi Order. Why are you shaking your head?
Because
that
whole series of movies was awful.
Maybe this is her redemption arc. It's not her fault the movie sucked.
No, it's definitely not her fault the movie sucked.
So, we'll see anyways. I just was like, really? She's agreed. I guess when you're in a Star Wars movie and that's pretty much all you're known for, you got to agree to do the next Star Wars movie for a payday. But I just was like, really? They're going to reuse Rey? That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. They have the Ahsoka trailer came out. Did you watch it?
I did not, but I'm looking forward to it.
What a guy.
It's got Grand Admiral Thrawn in it.
It does. There's also Star Wars Visions coming shortly, which is the anime Star Wars thing that I watched one of.
Oh, yeah. I only watched that one as well.
Yeah, me too.
But it was really good. I'm surprised I haven't watched any more.
Ahsoka's coming, and then there's another one called Skeleton Crew.
Oh, Skelly Crew.
Which is...
I have no idea what that is.
So they describe it as in adventure in the mold of Amblin Adventures of the 1980s. So think like The Goonies.
Yes.
Etc., etc. It's about seen through the eyes of children, but it's not a kid's show. So, could be interesting. I don't know. We'll see. And what's this other one? I totally missed this one when I was looking through before. The Acolyte. I don't even know what this one's supposed to be about.
Yeah.
It's a series. They don't say anything, really. There's nothing besides a name, really, attached to it.
100 Years Before the Phantom Menace?
That's
that
unfortunate.
I'm just scanning through.
Yeah. Andor Season 2.
Hello.
But the way they're talking, is it going to be 4 episodes? Because it says it's going to be 4 years leading up to Rogue One with 4 episodes covering each year. Oh, so it'll be 12 episodes, 4 episodes per year. Okay. Yeah. That makes more sense. I was like, oh, there's only going to be 4 episodes. That's crazy. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, 4 episodes per year, 4 years leading up to Rogue One, so...
Oh, 16 episodes?
16 episodes.
Wow, they expanded it.
Yeah, filming began last year late, so, I mean, it's going to be a while before we see it, but still, it's going to be good.
I wonder if they'll have, what's her name from Rogue One, the girl. She must have appearance in the season. They don't meet until Rogue One, but they could always show.
Yeah, they could show
what
her
she's doing or whatever.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, there's lots of people.
I mean, we got a lot of her backstory in the movie, so...
Yeah, true, but they could show like how they cross paths. That's the way they always fucking do. It's like they cross paths or something like that. Hopefully they do it in a better way than they did in like those fucking episodes 7, 8, 9, where it's just like, oh, we crashed on this planet. Lando, what are you doing here? It's crazy. Speaking of Lando, there's apparently Lando series.
Yeah, no one's...
Apparently.
Yeah.
There's still the Taika Waititi movie. But who knows if they're going to keep that after the last Thor movie.
Yeah.
Mandalorian And then they have some things that have not been announced, but they think are still happening, like the Book of Boba Fett season 2, another movie. But where's the Obi-Wan season 2? Come on, it's got to be Obi-Wan season 2.
Yeah, they're not even mentioned that in here. No, not even at all.
Not even they think it's happening or anything.
Yeah,
I think it's happening.
There's a lot more. I don't know how much more they could do with Obi-Wan.
But
they would have to move away from the Skywalkers.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's what they set it up at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's
to
true.
Be like, he's going to go on his Obi-Wan adventures in space.
Yep.
He's leaving Tatooine until he comes back. Well, he's already 50 in the show.
Yeah.
So he'll come back in 5 years when he's 60. And then they'll be ready to go,
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's other things that they think are not happening anymore. Rangers of the New Republic, I didn't even... Oh, this was supposed to be Cara Dune's show. That's not happening anymore. Way to shit your fucking career down the toilet.
Yeah. I can't even remember what she did. What did she do? She said things?
She said something about, something about persecution of Jews or something like that. I don't remember exactly. I don't want to say for sure.
I don't know either. Yeah.
But it was something where she doubled down on it too, rather than saying oh, I was wrong. She doubled down on it. There was the Rian Johnson trilogy, which I was kind of excited for because he directed one of my favorite movies of all time called Brick.
Oh, Brick.
But I don't know. That's probably not happening anymore. There was the Rogue Squadron one that they announced to big fanfare a couple years ago when they had Patty Jenkins getting decked out to go into an X-Wing and all this shit. But then Wonder Woman 84 came out and they were like, maybe not.
Maybe not.
And then Kevin Feige is supposed to be doing one. No, thank you. No, thank you. Not interested. No, thank you. No, thank you. Don't want. Less Marvel influence on Star Wars, please. I guess they probably want that influence, though.
Yes.
They're wow, those Marvel movies make $1 trillion every time. Anyways, a lot of Star Wars shit coming down the pipeline. As long as the quality is good, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I'll watch it all. I have mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings about what?
Just,
About what?
Just
in general?
Some of the directors, some of the things, some of the people who worked on, 7, 8, and 9. I'm just meh.
Yeah, but there's nothing that says J.J. Abrams.
No. But there is something that says Rian Johnson.
Yeah, but
and Kathleen Kennedy.
You can't really blame Rian Johnson. Well, Kathleen Kennedy does everything. So, anything that's good or bad came through her.
Yeah.
But Rian Johnson is they made he does make good movies. But they were here you go. This is the first movie. Write another movie.
Yeah. And it was awful.
But he had to take the turd that they blessed him with from the first movie.
He could have done a little bit better with it.
The other thing too is that there's a lot of things changed that he didn't write.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's all. You can't blame him for that one. That's all on Disney being
gotta blame somebody.
Massage it in there. We want to change it up.
Stop massaging Disney.
But if you look at any of his other movies where he has control, they're great. So if they let him do Star Wars, it would have been awesome. But it's no, sorry, we need to have more action figures. We need to sell more posters. Sorry.
That's the only movie that I had. That's the only time I've heard his name since, Glass Onion.
Dude, have you seen Brick?
No.
Dude, movie's fucking incredible.
What's it about?
It's about a brick of cocaine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not like a brick house.
She's a brick house. No. It's about drug. It's like high school drug dealers and a brick of cocaine, but it's like a noir movie, but it takes place in the early 2000s.
Huh.
It stars what's his name? The kid from Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh yeah.
He's in it. Incredible movie. I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I like that guy. I can't remember his name. He's one of those guys.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That's him. He's Swedish now.
Hello, Joseph.
Dude, that movie's incredible.
Yeah?
Yeah, you have to watch it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But everything else I've seen of him is good.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Star Wars.
Lots of it coming. None of it happening. Some of it's happening. Most of it's happening. I don't know.
Speaking of the Star Wars, I read an article. Not Star Wars really, but Disney, whatever. Marvel, they're cutting back on how much Marvel shit they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to do less shows and less movies in a year because the quality has been circling the toilet. Well, I guess That's relative.
Yeah, it's definitely relative.
Because, like, people thought that She-Hulk sucked, but...
Yes.
Well, like, 90% of it was good.
Yeah.
And then the last episode sucked.
I liked it.
It was fine, but it was too up their own ass.
That's why I liked it.
They were way too up their own ass in that episode.
I mean, like, a lot of people hated the new Ant-Man Wasp.
Never seen it.
It just came out. It's not even on Disney Plus yet. Might be soon. But, Nine Arsons loved it. He was like, man, it was super good. So I was like, oh, okay.
But he also said I wouldn't like Suicide Squad. So. And he was wrong.
People are known to be wrong.
Yeah.
Speaking of somebody who is known to be wrong, Snoop Dogg.
He's never been wrong.
He's never been wrong.
Even when he killed that guy, he wasn't wrong.
Even when he killed that guy?
Yeah, he wasn't
wrong. Even when
wrong.
he joined Faze Clan, he wasn't wrong?
Oh, maybe he made a small boo-boo there. Well, the only boo-boo he made was that I think he got paid in, like, stock.
So, yeah, Faze Clan. Snoop Dogg's piecing out of there.
Yeah, he was on the board of members.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize till not that recently that Faze Clan was publicly traded now.
Yeah, and there's only one person on the board that is actually in Faze Clan.
Oh, yeah.
Or well, one of the original
Would
Faze
you allow
Clanners.
one of those Faze Clan clowns on your board of members? They'd probably try to start a fucking... a crypto scam on their board members, dude.
Probably.
Yeah, so Snoop joined Faze Clan as what? I don't know. Just a dude? Face of Faze Clan?
Yeah.
And they paid him in, like, stock, which is worth nothing. It trades for, like, pennies.
Yeah.
So he lost nothing. He earned nothing on it. So he just was like, nah, I'm done here. I'm leaving the board. Get out of here. But as I was reading the article, this is on Kotaku, they're talking about how, like, Faze Clan sort of... Well, everyone that doesn't know Faze Clan, they're like a esports team that just attracts the worst people, basically. Well, I mean, I guess not all. I mean, whenever you hear about a shitty scam involving esports, it probably has someone that's on Faze Clan involved. Not that everyone in Faze Clan is a turd.
Yeah.
But
because there's a lot of content creators in there that we don't know.
But whenever you hear about a shitty crypto scam, it's always like a Faze Clan member that's involved. Anyways, they were reporting like how they have their reach of how many people they reach monthly as part of their thing, and they would just combine the numbers.
Yeah.
So they say we reach 1 billion people in a month, but that's because they take the numbers of all their social media. So like all the Twitter followers for everyone that's in Faze Clan, they count it together. But then they would also total up the Instagram and TikTok. So like if you follow Snoop Dogg 3 times, 3 separate things, they count it as 3 separate reach, you know? And most of their numbers were because of Snoop Dogg. So they had like, you know, they said they reached 600 million people a month, but like 300 million of those were because of Snoop Dogg. So when he's gone, their reach drops down again. But yeah, he signed up. He was getting paid in stock. Also, his wife was getting some stock.
Yeah, 1.9 million in stock and then 248,000 in shares to his son.
Yeah, that was to his son's whatever. And it's worth like literally nothing now.
Yeah.
Like it's trading for pennies. I don't know who at Faze Clan thought it was a good idea to go IPO on their Eat Sports team, but they saw the dollar signs, and the dollar signs went away. I wish I would have known that they were going to do an IPO. I would have bought, what are they called? There's a way you bet against a stock.
Yes.
Can't remember what that's called, but...
yeah, I can't remember
like
either.
Puts or something like that?
We talked about it a lot with...
with GameStop. Yeah. So I would have bet against these guys for sure. Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah.
Where's my Faze Clan invite? I've been waiting.
They're penny stock now. You're not going to get an invite.
Oh, I'm a penny streamer, dude.
Oh, you sure are.
I'll get in there for sure. They'll take me. I'll add my social media clout, you know?
Yeah, do it.
Add it to their numbers.
Yep. Give you a lot. Probably now.
Yes, exactly.
You'll be the biggest guy there.
Yeah. No.
The biggest beard there, anyway.
I don't know. My beard got trimmed, so it's not that big anymore.
It's not that big anymore.
It's not that big.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of too bad, popular survival game is shutting down and forcing fans to buy a next-gen upgrade.
Ark.
Survival Evolved.
These guys, dude. These Ark guys, they suck balls, you know? So they're bringing Ark 2 out, and they're working in Unreal Engine 5. and first of all, they delayed Arc 2. So they're working on Unreal Engine 5, and they're going to transport Arc into Unreal Engine 5, and it's going to be the new updated version, Survival Ascended. Mm-hmm. But they're going to shut down the old one. But it's only like on their official servers, right? So like
you play single player.
You can still set up your own shitty server or whatever and play single player. But they're like ones they made, they're shutting it down. So if you want to play like on their whatever, why would you want to? I don't know. You have to get the new version. Also, they were selling it initially, this Survival Ascended, plus Arc 2 in a bundle. So you get them both. You get Survival Ascended, and then down the road when Arc 2 comes out, you get it. They split them off now. So you have to buy them separately. And now they're thinking like when Arc 2 comes out, they're going to charge like $80 for it. Rather than like, before you were getting Survival Ascended and Arc 2 for like $50 American. So they're just screwing everybody. But these are the guys that released Atlas. Do you remember the Atlas game? It was just reskinned Arc, but like with pirates and shit.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Everyone was playing that. Everyone was like, oh my god, this game's great.
Yeah, and then it was reskinned Arc.
Yeah.
Because like people were spawning in like, they somehow figured out how to spawn in like dinosaurs and turrets and all this shit into the game. So these guys have been Wienerly like forever. Like, it's not going over too well on social media.
No.
They're all like getting like, destroyed basically.
Atlas is still in early access.
Oh, so is Arc.
Oh yeah, I guess so, eh?
Yeah, that was the other thing people were complaining about, is that they had paid DLC when they're still in early access. So, I don't know, dude. This company's always been pretty shitty looking to me. And also, Arc sucks. Have you played Arc? That game blows, dude.
I tried to play Arc.
Terrible game. Early access for sure.
I watched a lot of Arc content on YouTube because one of the YouTubers I watched, and that's when I started watching him, was when he was making Arc content, and I was like, oh, this seems pretty cool.
It just was so bad when I played it.
And yeah, it's just, they added a lot of stuff, made it all like, okay, well, now there's just like demon things and dragons and stuff, and I'm like, what is happening? Isn't this supposed to be like dinosaurs?
Yeah.
And they kind of did the first Battle Royale in Arc.
Oh, did they?
Well, maybe not the first, because I don't know when PUBG came out, but they did a Battle Royale where you would, the gas would come in, but you'd be like training dinosaurs and trying to get your dinosaurs going on and fighting other people, and then there's be a big showdown, and whoever had the T-Rex or the something at the end. Oh, really? Yeah, would almost certainly win.
I'd never seen that before.
It was super cool watching that.
I really wanted to like Arc. Like, it was on Game Pass, and I was like, oh, sweet, finally. And then I played it, and I just was like, oh, my God, everything about this game is janky, dude.
It is very janky. It doesn't run properly, even on my system. It's like, oh, what the hell, man? This is stupid.
Yeah.
But a lot of the early concepts where it's just, like, surviving with dinosaurs.
All the concepts are cool as hell. Yeah. But they added stuff, like, isn't that a game where you can shit your pants?
You poop all the time.
Yeah, it's just like, what? I don't need that, really. I don't think I need that. So I tried to play it a bunch, and it just was like, even like 7 Days to Die, which is a fucking janky ass game, is funner than Arc.
Yeah.
And 7 Days to Die is like pretty fucking. That's held together with duct tape and a dream, dude.
Yeah. Arc has that crafting system for base building that I don't like too.
What, blueprints?
Yeah. Well, it's just like panel.
But that's every building game except Minecraft.
I know.
Or Terraria.
I know. I don't like it. And I'm like,
I don't understand why.
I don't know why either.
Like,
I have no
What about
idea.
No Man's Sky?
Well, No Man's Sky is modules.
No. You build panels.
Oh, it is panels.
It's not like...
Is that why I don't play No Man's Sky anymore?
Maybe. What about what's the water game?
Subnautica.
Yeah.
That's modules.
That's modules. You're okay with modules?
I'm okay with modules.
But not panels?
Yeah, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me?
They're like the same thing, dude. In fact, modules are like less customization.
Yeah. Because I really want to do play Rust too. Because I've been watching a lot of Rust. I'm like, I could maybe play this, but then it's like it's the same.
No, you can't play Rust, dude. No, because then you'd have to set an alarm.
No, I got it on my phone.
The alarm?
Yeah, the alarm's on your phone, so you can rig your base to trigger your phone to be like, hey, you're on.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that, dude.
I kind of do, but I kind of don't.
Not when you're working,
have
dude.
a job.
Yeah. Then you could do it.
I need this to be my job.
Okay.
Then I could just play Rust all day.
Okay, right? then I agree.
Yeah.
Then I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I know you didn't Grounded, same thing.
Yeah. Maybe it was just the way Grounded did things. I don't know.
Well, Grounded. What about Satisfactory?
Yeah, Satisfactory is the same too, eh?
Well, I mean, it's modules and
I think there's
panels.
1,000% more conveyor belts in there. So
yeah. So if they have conveyor belts, you're cool.
I guess that's the that's the one thing that every game needs for me to like it is conveyor belts.
So the difference between Satisfactory and Grounded is that you build the panel. Well, yeah, but it builds. Where Grounded is you put down the blueprint and then you build the blueprint.
You got to throw in things to do it.
So like in No Man's Sky, you build the panel.
Yeah.
You don't put down a blueprint and then build it.
Yeah.
So if it's building just a piece, you're cool. But putting a blueprint and then building it, you're not cool.
Makes sense.
I think that's what it is.
That must be it. Because
I think we've got to the bottom of it.
Satisfactory, I build a tower and then I go...
Yeah.
Just turbo build.
I think that's what it is.
Whereas in Grounded, I have to...
Go pick up four
grass pieces and slam it in there.
Yeah. And
it's got to be it.
Get some rope.
That's got to be it. And then I'm just projecting onto every other game that has that kind of system.
What about the forest?
I hate the forest.
Oh, okay. That's Grounded style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think we figured it out.
we figured it out. It's just that blueprint style of building I dislike.
Also, the forest is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had fun in the forest once.
When you were playing with the VR guy?
When I was playing with the VR guy.
Yeah.
That was probably
classic clip.
The funniest thing I've ever seen.
Just breaking the tree like this. Just look at you. No one who's watching or listening to the podcast knows what the fuck we're talking about, but there's a great clip I made of Mikey T playing in the forest with someone in VR when he was playing in 2D mode.
Yeah.
And just the way the VR model interacts with the environment and the other players was so fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Very good. Rust, you say? Eh? All right. Well, when you quit your job to play Rust, I'll quit my job to play Rust with you.
Nice.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
We'll get very angry at Raiders.
Nah, dude. We'll set the alarm. We'll get up.
Set the alarm. Let's go.
No problem. Yep.
Speaking of setting the alarm.
Okay.
The alarm went off when players started making Call of Duty maps in Fortnite, Creative 2.0.
And they were like, no?
They were like, no, you can't do that. I don't know who was like, no, you can't do that. But somebody said, no, you can't. Oh, you're being creative by recreating other people's stuff? No.
So, part of the thing I think is, it's not so much just recreating the maps in Fortnite, is you can add custom assets to the game.
Oh.
So they probably made it look too much like Call of Duty. Like if you recreated a map using Fortnite, just generic assets, that was a Call of Duty map, I don't think it would be a problem.
Probably not.
Also, it could be because I don't know. Can you make money off of this stuff? Like I don't know. Like maybe that's part of the problem too. Is like they're charging for these Call of Duty maps. But like also, who the fuck would want to play a Call of Duty map in third person?
Yeah, you can monetize. Epic reiterates that players are not allowed to use Creative 2.0 to create, publish, or monetize content based on others. Copyright IP.
Okay, so can you copyright a map layout?
I mean, I guess maybe.
I don't see how you could really.
I guess it all depends on like how accurate, if they're like ripping assets or whatever. Let me see if I can find anything to see what this actually looked like. Rust map.
Fortnite. I think it was Call of Duty. Oh, the Rust map from Modern Warfare 2. I see. Yeah. If it's just out of generic Fortnite shit, I don't see how they could... Why they would care.
It looks
like Call of Duty?
It looks exactly like the map.
Yeah. So they're using custom stuff. So
okay, it's almost exactly like that. The layout's the same. The textures are Fortnite, but yeah. It looks very it's the map. Like even I remember I can even look at it and be like, okay, yep, that's definitely the map. Because I played that map before. I'm like, yep, that is that map. But it's got that Fortnite shine to it, that Fortnite color saturation.
It is just, but it doesn't use like Call of Duty looking textures?
No, there's no Call of Duty textures. Okay. There's no...
This is just them hedging their bets that, hey, we don't want to get sued about this. Will we get sued? I don't know. But let's just nip it in the bud here. So, like, what if you did mirror mode? Would that be okay? Like, what if a map has, like, a distinctive hallway style that similar to some Call of Duty map? Are they going to be like, no, that takes part of Call of Duty's, like, map element? You can't do it now?
Okay, yeah, this is... No, this is dumb. This has now become dumb, now that it doesn't even...
But, like, didn't people do that in, like, Forge for Halo?
Yeah.
And, like... In Forza Motorsport, I can download like virtually anything as a skin for my car on the marketplace. It isn't worth real money, but like it's all in the game.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to if the guy monetized it.
Yeah, probably.
Because if they didn't monetize it,
if it was free, you could probably be okay.
Yeah, because it's the layout looks similar. I mean, I'm judging from like 10 years ago. The last time I played COD. In that aspect, but it looks very similar, except it's not even. The layout is similar. The textures, the assets are all Fortnite. Mm-hmm. So
it must have been something to do with monetization then.
Monetization and the fact that the map is similarly laid out.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. You could build maps in Far Cry. I guess it's just because Fortnite is just so much more popular.
Yeah, it's huge.
But you can build maps in Far Cry. Any of the Far Cries, you could do maps. Halo Forge.
Mm-hmm.
All those things.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
Like, what if I recreated it in Minecraft?
I think it would look dissimilar enough that they would be like, eh.
What if I did it in Roblox? They'd sell it.
Roblox, you could probably make it really similar.
And they'd sell it. They'd be like, no problem, dude. We can't curate all this stuff. It's fine.
So somebody made an FPS in Roblox. It looks exactly like Call of Duty. It plays exactly like Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is Roblox?
Yeah.
And it's with that new Roblox system. I was like looking at it, I'm like, holy man.
Yeah.
The amount of work that went into this to make this.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen first-person shooters in Roblox that played like Call of Duty but looked like Roblox. Yeah. And I'd just be like, what the fuck? How can you play this? But
now it's like, it looks like Call of Duty. Plays like Call of Duty.
Fucking Roblox, dude. Yeah, it's weird. Epic, I don't know. They're very like, I don't know what to say really. Because they're always in trouble for trying to do stuff against the terms of service of like various online stores. But they do put, but then anyways, they have their like, what was the name of that other launcher you can download from Epic?
Other launcher?
Remember they had a whole thing where people were saying you can get like all these like pornographic games because they put in that other launcher in Epic and they were complaining about. Yeah. So, but they allow all that shit. But then, anyways, this is their game, so I don't know. It's very weird when they pick and choose.
I mean, it might not have been them that was like, hey, it could have been Activision going, no.
Or maybe it was just their lawyers. Who knows?
Yeah,
could be anything, right? So,
I believe there was a DMCA. I don't know who did it say it was by though.
It was probably by Epic.
Yeah, no, it was by Activision.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess they, like I said, can you trademark a map? I don't know, dude. Can you copyright a map layout? Like,
I mean, it's technically intellectual property.
Yeah, but like,
somebody came up with it.
Could I just not do like patent trolling now and just make any map layout and be like, well, that's a copy of my map. You owe me money?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I mean, we just talked about that with Monster.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you got an M at the start of your thing. It's too similar to
Manster. I called it Manster. Yeah,
Mansters.
Well, you use an M and a vowel, so yeah, we own that.
Mansters sounds like an underwear company for men.
Yeah, dude, they're sponsoring us. Actually, use code fucking wide hog at checkout. Get mansters.com.
Wide hog pod.
Yeah, get to 25% off your next order of Manster underwear.
Yeah. Speaking of big hogs, the Super Mario Bros. Movie had the biggest global opening weekend ever for an animated film.
No way.
Oh, that's what the article says.
That's unbelievable to me.
I mean, I can see it because, like, not only are the kids going, but also the nostalgia bros and everyone over 45.
Wow, that's crazy.
Everyone over 45 who grew up with Mario Bros.
Except me.
And those who
Why
like...
over 45?
I don't know.
I'm not even old enough to see it then.
And, Jack Black fans.
Chris Pratt fans. And Seth Rogen fans.
Seth Rogen fans.
I don't know, dude. Anyways, have you seen this? Are you going to see this?
When it comes out on whatever, I'll watch it. I'm not going to the theater, that's for sure.
No?
Do I want to sit in a theater with 1,000 screaming kids? No.
No, I guess not. I probably will never watch this, actually, because why the fuck would I care about this? But yeah, that's crazy that the biggest... Like, it beat out, like fucking The Rise of Gru? The Minions movies?
Yeah. I mean,
like
Frozen 2 was the biggest one.
Oh,
and it
really?
did $358 million.
I can't believe it. That's crazy. Like,
yeah.
Those old white women love those Minions, man. It's crazy.
It domestically, though, it didn't do it. Only
No.
180 million domestically, and which couldn't top The Incredibles 2.
Oh, but worldwide. Oh,
worldwide,
so they're counting in like Japan and shit.
Yeah,
like
everywhere.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a little more sense then to me. Because they probably also did a worldwide release. Whereas, like, a lot of times films don't open in Japan till later and stuff like that. Okay. That makes more sense to me then.
Yeah, it did 137 million domestically and 195 million over 5 days.
That's crazy. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's good for... I mean, it's not like Nintendo was hinging on this.
No.
To keep the company afloat or whatever, but it's good to see that they can, like, expand out to something like this. It's been a long fucking time. Like, when was the last Mario animated thing? Like the fucking Super Power Hour or whatever the fuck it is?
Probably.
Captain Lou Albano back in the 80s? Has there been anything else since then?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, man. So, but that was back when they were just like, oh yeah, sure. They want to pay the money to license and make a Mario cartoon? Sure, whatever. It doesn't matter. When now the characters are like more, if not, well, the same, if not more iconic than like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I would say more iconic than Mickey Mouse at this point.
Yeah, I would probably agree.
Yeah, because I mean, who's clamoring for Mickey Mouse right now?
Middle-aged women.
Middle-aged women.
They love trading those pins, dude. They love it. Can't get enough of it.
Nobody is clamoring for Mickey Mouse or the classic Disney stuff.
Well, that's
right now.
Part of the problem is on Disney.
Yeah.
Because there should be a Mickey Mouse game every other year.
Yeah.
Like, there should be, like, Mario games. You should be like, fuck, there's a new Mickey Mouse game coming out, you know?
Mickey Mouse and the Castle of Illusion?
Or what was the one they did with, what's his name? The Fantasia? No, what were they called? God damn it. They were on the Wii. They had the waggling going on. They're supposed to be the hot shit, but I can't remember what they're called. Anyways, I wanted to say Fantasia, but that's not what they were called.
I have not said the character name of Mickey Mouse in years.
Out of your mouth?
Out of my mouth. Never even thought about it.
I mean, I have, because played Kingdom Hearts and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only Disney stuff that's the only time you see Mickey Mouse now is Kingdom Hearts for the kids,
but
you know?
No, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm sure there's Mickey Mouse cartoons going on still. I don't know.
Stuff, though?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe.
I mean, if we pulled up Disney Plus, I'm sure there's Mickey Mouse and Friends cartoon for kids or whatever.
Cartoon for kids.
I don't think that's what it's called, you know, but that's what it's going to be.
Mickey Mouse cartoon for kids.
Yeah. They'll workshop the title a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, kids still love Disney and shit like that. Maybe not so much for Mickey Mouse, you're right. It's going to be like Frozen and like, I don't know what other fucking bullshit they got going on. Elsa and Otis. What's the snowman's name?
I don't know.
But they've been doing the live action shit. Like, they got the Beauty and the Beast live action and Aladdin live action.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid's coming out. And they're going to do Moana with The Rock.
There are 30 Mickey Mouse cartoons on Disney Plus right now.
But is there anything new?
There's Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse, which is a super low budget, extremely animated thing for kids.
Yeah, but how new is that though?
It looks new.
Okay.
And then there's Mickey Mouse's Roadster Racers, which looks kind of new.
It
looks like it's all this extremely low effort.
Oh yeah, big time.
CG garbage.
Yeah, of course. It's just weird that they're not like. I guess Disney now doesn't need to worry about Mickey Mouse. They got Marvel, they got Star Wars. They don't need to like.
They got Frozen.
Yeah, and I'm sure they've got other ones that I can't think of. I know there's other ones.
Yeah. There's a lot, but Frozen is the one that's on the kids' minds. I would imagine right now.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I haven't.
Frozen is the one that sticks with everyone because it's got them damn catchy tunes.
Does it?
I don't know. I've never
sing
seen
a few bars to me.
I can't.
Oh,
I can't.
Why not?
I don't know. I just can't.
Let it go. Let it go. Is that not it?
Is it?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know either. Anyways, I foresee myself never seeing this movie.
Yeah, no, I will. I will when it comes out on something to stream, but I'm not going to go to the theater to see it. That's for damn sure.
Okay.
I can't imagine that the 3D aspects, which is the only reason I go to a theater, is because, this movie's going to look great in 3D.
You would have went and saw Avatar then.
I would have, but I just didn't care enough. I didn't care enough.
I can't imagine that movie's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I can't imagine the story being good.
CG's in it's really good though.
But do they change the name of the mineral to
unobtainium?
To just obtainium?
Obtainium.
Since they got it?
Probably not.
That's the kind of writing that I would expect to see in The Mandalorian. Just they got unobtainium with the mythosaur, and then technically you won the Darksaber.
You won the Darksaber. Congratulations.
So, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that's called. Super Mario. Luigi.
Super Mario and Luigi brothers. The Super Mario brothers.
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi Mario.
True.
They're the Mario brothers.
So true.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Game Club.
Oh, Game Club.
Each week, we play a video game.
Yep.
We play a chapter or a segment or a timed interval of this game.
Yes.
And then we talk about it on stream.
Yes.
And today is the inaugural episode of Yakuza 0.
Yes.
So we played the first chapter. I played the first chapter. Curb played a little bit more because he got a little excited.
I just wanted to do some side missions. The first chapter was like story.
Oh, pure story.
Straight up, basically. A few fights and everything, and some of the fights were pretty damn good, but it was not much of the open worldness that I was hoping for in the first chapter.
Now, you've played Yakuza games before. You've, in fact, played this game a couple chapters before.
Yeah, I played like 4 or 5 chapters before.
I have never played a Yakuza game, so I have no idea what to expect.
Wow.
And I was...
You're in for it.
Very surprised by how good this storyline has started out.
Well, that's the thing. That's kind of what they're known for.
Yeah.
Is like the storylines are supposed to be good. So, first of all, this was... Yakuza 0 came out like after Yakuza like 4.
Yeah.
So they did like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they were like, we're going to do Yakuza 0 to show like the origin of Kiryu into the Yakuza lifestyle, whatever.
What year did this game come out?
Well, this version came out in a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, but the original version came out. Like, this is like a remake of the original.
Okay.
So, it's upgraded. It didn't look this good.
Extremely upgraded.
Yeah, it didn't look this good back then.
So as usual,
it was like PS2 or 3 days when it came out. Yeah.
So as usual, I'm playing in 4K HDR on my big TV, and the texture work on the flesh is unreal.
So one of the things you can tell for sure is when a character is based off of a real person or they've created them. Yeah. You can just tell. Like, you look at Kiryu and they're like, they made this guy. Yeah. But you look at, like, the other Yakuza bosses and they're like, oh, they scanned him. Yeah. Yeah. They're like, they scanned this guy. He's a real guy. Well, his face anyways. When he takes off his shirt and he's, like, fucking jacked and his skin's all smooth, then you're like, okay, that's not his real body.
Well, even Kiryu, like, you can, like...
Well, he has pores and shit in his face.
Pores, like, individual hairs.
But you can just tell by looking at his face, he's not a real person. Yeah. But the other actors, you're like, those are real people, right? Even though they gave them, like, black hair. Because obviously he's so old, he would have gray hair. Yeah.
Because he's got, like, the little slight blemishes in his flesh, in his face. And I'm like, oh, my God.
But you can tell from his features that he's not a real person. Yeah. Like, you know. Yeah. So, but...
Yeah, quite blown away. Though you can tell they didn't update any of the animations or any of, like, the cloth physics or anything like that. Because they stand up... The textures on the kimonos, on the suits, you can see the individual weave patterns. Like even the silk on the kimono for like the dojima is unreal. Like it looks so good. But then he stands up and starts walking, and the cloth is stuck to the back of his leg, and you're like, oh, this looks like an old game.
Yeah, it is an old
extremely
game.
Upscaled.
Yeah, for sure. So, sorry.
One thing that I noticed when that I found to be weird is that some like the regular in-game cutscenes, you know, the mouths move, everything's animated, and there's everything's voiced. But then in like the ultra high quality cutscenes, the mouths don't particularly move to the words. And I'm curious as to why they did that. If it was due to it being recorded in multiple different languages or what.
Yeah, so this was first put out in the era where they didn't have, like, now they have the weird, like, tech where it'll, like, sync up lips to the audio automatically. Yeah. Whereas before it had to be, like, manually done. So I'm listening to it in Japanese.
Of course.
But I think it's just, I think it's more to do with the upgraded models and stuff like that. Because there's parts where I was watching it and, like, Kiryu would take a smoke. But because they changed the model and the animation's the same, he put it into his, like, below his lower lip. Oh. Into his face, basically. Or he'd take a drink and he'd hold it, like, to his, like, it would pour down his face, basically. Yeah. But it's just because of the updated, like, models and everything like that. But yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. And the more recent games, like, if you go look at, like a Dragon, it looks, like, way better. Just because it has, like, modern day graphical stuff going on. Whereas this is like, it's a remaster they did a lot of work to, but it's not like fully like next gen, you know?
Yeah, it definitely isn't. And you can tell by like the cloth physics, there aren't any.
Yeah.
There's no soft body physics. There's nothing like that. And
yeah, they're canned animations. Like you punch a guy, they fall the same way every time. Their legs are in the air above their head.
The legs are all weird. Yeah. Well, not the legs, but the rain's all weird when it's like splashing.
Yeah, it's just like dots. Yeah. But the story, that's one of the big things with the Yakuza games is the stories are always... Yeah. Well, the main story is always like super fucking serious. Yeah. Like Yakuza. Mm-hmm. But then you get into the side missions and it's like... This young girl's selling her panties, and we have to get her to stop selling her panties because that's just weird. Or like, or Kiryu stumbles upon, maybe it's not even Kiryu, it might have been the other guy, Ichiban, stumbles onto like a group of men who like to wear diapers and get treated like babies. Or like, there's one mission in like a Dragon where it's like someone's pissing in the river all the time and you have to like figure out who's pissing in the river and you'll walk up behind him and it looks like they're pissing and then you'll be like, hey, what are you doing? And you'll grab his shoulder and it's like he's playing a saxophone or something like that. So the main story, super serious, but then the side missions just fucking...
Just off the wall.
Weird as hell, right?
Yeah, I can tell that it's going to be like that because a lot of the fighting made me... It harkened back to... Saints Row 3. Like when I was fighting stuff, I'm like, okay, this feels like Saints Row 3. Especially when I pulled out my lightsaber and started beating people with it.
Oh, wow. You did that, eh?
I was like, oh, this is how you... I was trying to change stances. Yeah. And So, after you've done a bunch of the storyline, you go and you get to wander around a little bit and actually go in the shops and do stuff. And I came across a park and there was a clown.
Oh, yeah. That's the shrine where you can trade in your CP.
Yeah. But
he had a gift for you.
He had multiple gifts for me.
Yeah.
And one of them had a pink lightsaber.
Yeah.
So I was like trying to change stances because I'm like, okay, well, how do I change stance? Because I don't want to be in rush mode. I want to be in brawler mode for this fight. And all of a sudden I hit down and it's like lightsaber. Yeah. Pink lightsaber. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm beating people.
Yeah.
I'm like, this feels very Saints Row.
Well, and also once you get your heat mode activated and you hit the heat button and it'll be like, oh, I took the guy and smashed his face through a car window.
Oh yeah,
opened the door, put his head in, and then kicked the door on his neck. It's like, holy shit! Yeah, I just murdered that guy.
Yeah, there was a lot of heat modes where I was like, oh my god!
I know,
especially when you're when you're up in the boss base.
In the
bathroom, you're smashing his face into the urinal.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like, oh my god!
And
what is happening?
Picking up a bike and just fucking breaking it over a guy's head. Boosh! Just the bike breaks into 4 pieces.
Well, even being in some of the office buildings, you're like, oh well, here's a couch. So I'm just gonna start swinging at you with it.
Kiryu's very strong, dude. He's crazy.
Yeah, ridiculous.
So basically, the first chapter of this game, story-wise, is we're Yakuza. We are sent to shake down a guy for money. And we beat him up, take his money. Brutal beatdown. The first thing you see in the game is him kicking him right in the face and shit like that. And he's just like, please, no, stop. So he takes his money, leaves him. We find out later the man died. And everyone thinks Kiryu did it because he went to shake him down on the orders of a loan shark. And he's dead. So Kiryu's like, well, I didn't think I beat him that bad. But I guess I'll go talk to the Yakuza bosses. And they're like, you killed him. You got to fucking turn yourself in. You'll do your bid in prison, 10 years, whatever. Come out. You'll take the heat off of us, but you got to do it. And he's like, but I didn't kill him. And they're like, where did you get the gun? He's like, gun? I didn't have a gun. I just beat him up. I didn't have a gun. And they're like, stop lying to us, whatever. So Kiryu decides the only way to get out of this is to leave the Yakuza. He'll take the heat off of the clan because his boss basically brought him into the Yakuza. It's going to look bad on him, even though he's in prison already. So he needs to leave the Yakuza to take the heat off of him, and then he'll figure out who actually killed the guy.
Yeah.
And basically the first whole chapter is one of the other Yakuza bosses has set him up.
Lieutenant.
Yes. That's the one thing when you're introduced to all these characters, they don't display their name and rank long enough on the screen, because I'd be reading it and be like, oh, it's gone. I didn't get to read it all.
Yeah, Daisaku Kuze.
Yeah, Kuze. He has set Kiryu up. He told the loan shark to tell Kiryu to go beat this guy up, but Kiryu beat him up in the wrong spot.
No, it was the right spot, because that's where he wanted the...
Oh, yes.
The loan shark was like, you take him here and you beat him up.
Yes. But it was also the wrong spot for the guy to die at. Because now they want to basically buy this one empty plot of land so they can tear down the whole area around it and start a new development.
Yeah.
But no one can figure out who owns this land. And now that the land is been a murder committed on it, it's going to be even tougher to get it under their control, basically. Yeah. So basically Kiryu figures it all out that Kuze has set him up. So he goes to talk to the boss to let him out of the Yakuza. And he has to fight his way up, raid style, to the top floor to talk to the boss. But when he finally gets up to the top, Kuze's there like, no, you can't talk to him. You got to talk to me. And then they're like, well, I'm going to kill you. I'll fight you to death. He kind of did a sort of thing like in The Mandalorian where he's just like, I want to leave. I don't want to be Yakuza anymore. And he's like, no, you can't. He's like, well, I want to talk to the boss. Well, you can't talk to him. You just left the Yakuza. And he's like, ha, you released me.
Oh, hello.
So I can fight you guys now. I'm not a Yakuza anymore. So he fights his way to the top and then confronts Kuze. And this is the part where he takes off his shirt. And I'm like, his skin's way too smooth.
Oh, yeah.
On his chest. His face is old and wrinkly.
The tattoos look cool.
Oh, they look cool as hell.
Really good.
But his face is so wrinkly, and then his body's so smooth. He's not even on HGH because he didn't have the barrel gut or anything like that. They have a crazy fight in there, and then finally the main Yakuza boss comes in with the 2 other lieutenants.
Dojima.
Yeah, Dojima. The 2 other lieutenants come in, and they kind of were like, they made like they were on his side before, but now they were like kind of playing him.
Now they know.
And one of the things Kuze was like, you have to cut off your finger, Yakuza style, you know, to make up for Kiryu, and he never did it.
Yeah.
So then when they come in to confront him, they're kind of like, you know, be like, what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
You kind of screwed yourself over here. And they're like, here's the little table.
This is they put a little cutting board in front of him and a knife, and it's like, you're all about tradition.
Yeah. So he cuts off his finger.
That was brutal.
I know.
That was such a good scene. I was like, oh my God.
I know. It's crazy. Crazy.
This whole start definitely sets the tone, I think, for the... well, I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
But it probably does set the tone for the rest of the game. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it does, totally. So, you know, we learn a lot more. Like, he's got his friend, his brother, Nishi, who they're both adopted. They're both orphans, and then you see that the guy that brought them into the Yakuza, he was their like adopted dad pretty much, but he didn't want them to be in the Yakuza, but he let them get in not under him, but under other sort of lieutenants. So they're not... He
kind of adopted them
as
street kids.
Yeah.
But he didn't want them to be in the Yakuza, and they're like, no, if you're in the Yakuza, we get to be in the Yakuza.
Yeah, and he beats the shit out of them, and then it's like, okay, I'll let you in the Yakuza.
Yeah.
But there is like, you know, so much going on here in the first chapter. It's so story heavy, very little actual gameplay. I mean, there's fighting and everything like that, and I loved fighting my way up the tower. Especially you'd kick down a door and that one lieutenant just never give up, and you'd keep like doing like a quick time event to like knock him down and beat him up again, and then he would just and then I fucking murdered him. I kicked him out the window.
That was crazy. Yeah, because you go. Yeah, as soon as you get into the bathroom,
I think his name was.
Yeah, as soon as you get into the bathroom, that's where you actually get to beat him up and kick him out the window.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was so good.
It's such an anime story and anime action.
Yeah,
and then but it's like it's still like super serious.
Yeah,
like oh my God, this is great.
I know, I love it. I'm excited to play through the whole thing. I think the reason I never finished it before was like I think I was playing it during like COVID times and like all my kidney stone problems and everything. So I kind of just was that whole like 2021 2022 time for me was just kind of fucked up. So I'm
having an issue playing it.
Okay.
It's more of an annoyance issue.
Okay.
But there is screen tearing. And it doesn't matter what I do, what settings I have it on.
Really?
There's still like one line of screen tear that kind of happens whenever there's like any pen up or down or left or right.
Do you have VSync on?
Yeah, VSync is on.
That's
doesn't make a difference. VSync off doesn't make a difference. And in fact, it's arguably worse with the VSync off. But you know.
Yeah, I would think so.
But yeah, it's noticeable. There's just a slight little tear. And it's not, and it just sits there. It's just a slight tear, just a slight off.
It doesn't go away?
It goes away once the animation stops. So like if there's a pan in the animation, there'll be this slight tear, and then once that pan stops, if it like zooms in or zooms out, it's fine. Can
you change the refresh rate or the hertz on the game?
I could, but then I could drop it down to 30.
Well, you should match it to your TV, maybe. That's probably what the trouble is.
Probably only 30.
You should probably change it. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. TV's probably only 30.
So, I continued playing.
Yes.
Because there's no open world. You can go to shops and stuff like that, but there's no side missions that you can do in the first chapter. And I wanted to, when I was playing, I was streaming it, and I was like, I want to play side mission.
Yeah.
So I continued on into chapter 2, and you have to listen to like a little bit of story at the start.
Tachibana.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that next time.
So, continue. We'll go back.
No, well, we can do what you're going to say.
Okay,
here.
So the old white guy who starts teaching you stuff, isn't his name Tachibana as well?
His name is not. His name was Bacchus.
Bacchus.
Yes.
Who's the boxer guy in the alley that you have to go visit at some point?
The boxer guy in the alley?
Yeah. Because he's the guy who teaches you how to do rush style.
Well, the old white guy's named Bacchus, and then he shows you the style of other people.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but he ends up being a guy you can go do side mission with by fighting. It's basically Fight Club. You can go with that guy.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, his name is Bacchus, because I remember I was like,
the other guy.
I was like, Bacchus, what is that? That's a Greek god or Roman god.
Yeah.
And it's like, I Googled it, and that's Dionysus, which is the god of like wine and
yeah, okay,
like something like that
makes
right?
sense.
So
doesn't Bacchus mention Tachibana though?
What do you mean? Who's Tachibana?
Tachibana is the guy who you meet right at the end of the first chapter.
Oh, the guy with the glove?
Tetsu Tachibana.
Oh, I don't remember him mentioning it, but
I thought that he did, because when you know, you're in the street, just on your knees, just like having a meltdown, he comes up, and I'm like, oh, Tachibana. Didn't somebody mention Tachibana
Someone
before?
did, but I don't know if it was Bacchus.
I think it was Bacchus.
Maybe. Yeah, someone did mention him, but I don't remember who.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. But what I was gonna say is, in this next chapter, you start doing open world stuff, and as I was doing. I'm not gonna tell you what the mission was, but when you do these things, there'll be like choices you can make in the mission. So, for example, the mission might be like, someone will say like, hey, I really need you to get me the energy. And you'll be like, the
what?
energy? And it'll be like, you'll get 3 choices. And it'll be like, oh, he wants the plate, or he wants the energy drink, or he wants a chair. And you, based on what the mission is, you'll know like, oh, he wants the energy drink. Yeah. But the way they say it is a weird way, right? So you choose the right one, and they'll be like, okay, thank you, whatever. But the other answers are usually ridiculous. It's not like usually like the plate or the chair. It'll be like, oh, he wants me to like go capture some of the sun's energy and bring it to him, or like whatever. Yeah. So I was like playing it very straight. But as I was playing it, one of my stream friends, Heck, was like, choose the silly answer, right? And I was like, well, I want to complete the mission properly, you know? And he's like, it doesn't matter what you choose. You still complete the mission. There's no like, if you do it wrong, it's not like you get less.
You don't get penalized?
You don't get penalized?
You still finish the mission?
So it's just like, choose whatever you'd like to do, really. Yeah. So just so as you're playing, know that is an option.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter, according to Heck anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't... It didn't, like, I screwed up the one that I did. Like, I thought I chose the right one, but I did the wrong thing. And the way it was, too, was funny, because, like, the game kind of, like, tricks you into thinking, like, oh, you did it right, because the guy was like, oh, wow, you've done it. Like, I can't believe it. You're the first person that I've ever seen that has been able to fuck this up so incredibly. So.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny anyways.
That's some JRPG stuff right there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So I like and dislike how, well, I guess you haven't probably seen it yet, but like well, maybe it has been in some of the stuff we've done where half of it is voice acted and then half of it isn't. Yeah. So you'll be talking and then it'll go to be like, no, we're not talking anymore. And it's like, why did they decide to make this have no voice acting?
I don't know. It's weird.
No, like they didn't save that much money by doing it.
No, because there's a metric ton of voice acting throughout the whole first chapter, and then it's just like some scenes it'll be like no voice acting and then no voice acting and then voice acting again. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
I really wanted to go into the erotic video shop, but I didn't have any erotic videos to watch. You can't find them until chapter 2.
Oh, that's too bad.
And I was like, oh, where are they? Because I ran all around trying to find them, and I'm like, I can't find any. So I haven't found any yet in chapter 2, but
there you go.
Soon I will. They're not that erotic. In fact, they're probably the opposite of erotic. They're just like the Japanese idol like bikini videos where she'll be like sitting on a bed and like smelling a flower or something like that.
That's mildly erotic.
I mean, it's more weird than anything, but I want to check it out anyway.
Upscaled now? See all them pores.
No, it's real video.
Oh, it's real video.
They're real idols.
Okay, that's weird then.
So part of the thing
I don't know what makes that more weird.
Is you can go on dates with these women. Yeah. But they're generally all real idols. Oh. So they'll face capture them and everything. Yeah. But then in the game, it'll also have like an idol video, a real video. Like you go to, like this game takes place in the 80s. Yeah. So you go to the idol video shop. You'll go in your little stall. There'll be a bottle of moisturizer, lotion, and a box of Kleenex sitting there, and you'll put the VHS in and it'll play the little video that you can see of like the woman sitting on the bed in her bikini or whatever and smiling at the camera and everything, and then you leave, whatever. So yeah, that's one of the things in the game is the dating mini games where you'll date these real women. Well, they won't be, it'll have a fake name, but it'll be like the Yakuza, you know? So I'm excited to see that stuff. Not in a
sometime in the
way.
middle of that chapter, I tried to go into the Sega arcade because we went right past it.
Oh
my god, I get to go to the Sega arcade.
It didn't let you go in,
and then it didn't let me go.
No, that's not till chapter 2.
Nope.
Oh, you went in later?
Before you go in to see Dojima, it's like, you sure you want to go into them? I'm like, no, I don't want to go in yet. I'm going to go run around. So I went, I did some bowling.
Oh, fun.
I went to the Sega arcade, and I was like, get ready. And I was like, yeah, let's play some Space Harrier.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I did some claw machine.
Nice. Yeah, that's you can sell all that shit to the pawn shop. You get. I don't know if this one has the batting cage. Yeah, it does have the batting cages, so you can do some batting cages.
I have to go to the batting cages.
Yeah. The one thing with the Yakuza games is they basically all take place in the same area. Yeah. So you always come back to this area in all of them, basically. Yeah. So
I had a cup noodle, it was good.
Yeah, exactly. I went and had some ramen and stuff, get my health back and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the games evolve as you go too. Like in the more modern ones, you go to the shop to do your, you go have your ramen to get your health back. But in the more recent ones, it'll be like you make your own meal and they give you buffs. So if you eat like the right food, the right meat with the right noodle and the right vegetable, it'll give you like a buff or whatever. So I'm excited to play some more anyways.
Yeah, looking forward to it. The storyline is so far is super good.
Yeah, exactly.
Super into it.
Yeah, exactly. Characters are interesting and everything. So
yeah.
I'm excited. And you haven't even met, God, what's his name? The other guy that's on the cover with the eye patch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't even met him yet. He's there crazy. You go. He's crazy.
I don't know now, because I really want to find time to speedrun Corporate Stooge in The Outer Worlds.
Oh,
just
yeah,
to see
what
the ending is like if you Corporate Stooge it, right? But
if that's the only thing you want to do, just Google YouTube it, dude.
No, I want to play it.
Okay.
I want to experience
this. Can't you play the Yakuza? I mean, the Outer Worlds on the Steam Deck?
Nope.
Oh,
it's on the Game Pass.
Right.
Everything on Game Pass, I can't play.
Right. I forgot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still playing Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Oh, right.
What is it?
Yeah, the Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still playing that on the deck. Didn't get a chance to play it this week just because, Factorio.
Yeah.
No time, only Factory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's okay, though.
Yeah. Looking forward to playing the next chapter in this game. Yeah. And that's it.
Yes. Play along. It's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. You can join. You can play along with us. Join the Discord. The link is down in the description down below.
Yep.
Each week you can post, if you're not listening to this live, and we will interact with you live if you are here and playing this live with us, or you can make a Discord post under the forum post that's there called Yakuza 0, and you can tell us all about your experiences, and we will read them live on the podcast.
Yes, we will.
Because we want to know how you guys are experiencing the game, how you guys are feeling about it, and what you like and dislike about it so far.
Yes, please do.
I dislike there's no cloth simulation. But
gotta play the more modern ones.
Yeah, that's a PS3 game, so there you go.
Yeah,
PS3
I think it was
era.
PS3. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't think it was that old.
Well, I have the original Yakuza for the PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And man, the graphics, oh baby.
Yeah, go ahead, look down below, join the Discord, join the conversation.
Yes.
And you can also, post in the podcast topics and questions if you want to, for us to talk about
some
something
bullshit
that you like. Yeah.
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 Let's do it.
That's going to bring us to the end of this podcast.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yes.
And if you're listening to this not live, leave us a review, share us with a friend, let us know what you think about the podcast.
Yes, please.
Please let us know if you're listening. Please let us know if you're listening.
Wow, that was very needy.
Yes, that I tried to channel my inner Curb.
Hey, what the fuck? Do I sound like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes.
No, fake news.
And anyway, we will see you guys again in 1 week's time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.